Hi, Dawn Stensland-Menti, and welcome to The Dawn Show. Today, a conversation with one of Philadelphia's most fabulous women. She holds the titles of Most Fashionable Woman, one of our region's 50 Best Business Women, and famous, of course, for her love of animals. She is Dana Spain, the one and only. Hey, Dana.
Hey, Dawn.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. We're brand new, or we're slightly new, so we love to have especially brunette power women, right?
Brunette power.
So I'll start with the Paws organization because that's, I think, what people know you best for. And we've, as you know, we've had Paws on many times and helped adopt and get foster homes for kitties and dogs. But I want to show a video real quick, if we can, of actually one of your fundraisers that you had. And we have this wonderful video, and here we go.
Hey, that's
the biggest night ever. We had 536 guests attend.
The food's great, the wine is great, the excitement in the air is great, the ambience is wonderful. Well worth it. Lots of good prizes too.
Dana, salute to you and Paws and to a great event tonight at the Union Lake.
It is 1,000 moving parts, 42 chef pods cooking individually for 12 to 14 people. We have another 20 purveyors of drinks and cocktails.
So just a little taste of one of the many events that you put on. This is your chef's dinner that's in June, and if you want to go, sorry, it's already sold out, right?
Yes, it sells out very fast. We don't even send invitations anymore. We do everything by email because it's so popular.
Which is one. Tell me about Paws. The story is amazing. You were working in a kill shelter, volunteering years ago. Take me back and tell me about the story about Paws.
I started as a volunteer when I was working with my family's company in retail. It was just for some decompression after work. I would go and socialize the cats and try to get them adopted out. And I saw terrible conditions. It was a high kill shelter. So my personality is, okay, well, if you don't like something, then fix it. So I wanted to raise money and throw a GI party, paint the place, bring in new air filters, and the board of directors said no, I was too close to the animals.
You were too close to the animals.
Yes.
It's
so I thought, okay, well, this obviously is not a place for me because I don't like anything, business or charities that are so mired in this is the way we've always done it, that they can't see the need for change, especially when lives are being lost. So I tried to find some other places that fit with me, and they all had basically the same mantra, this is how we do it. And then fast forward, I was asked to join the Alliance for Philadelphia's Animals, which was a public-private partnership to try to change the way that Philadelphia addressed animal situations. And from there, recruited to be on the board of animal control for the city, which I had no business being on there because I knew nothing other than socializing kittens.
But you were great. You ended up doing great things, and you ended up being the president, actually,
yes.
of that board.
Yeah, I was recruited to be the president and was then there for 2+ years until we lost the contract. While I was on animal control, like anything else, it needed to be fixed. And we were only saving 10% of the animals coming into animal control, which meant that 27,000 animals a year were being slaughtered by our city as a municipal function. And I said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to start raising money for life-saving if the city won't pay for it. And Paws was our life-saving end. So it originally was under animal control, and then we spun out in 2009 as a standalone charity right after opening an adoption center in Old City. And then in 2010, we opened a clinic, a low-cost and no-cost spay, neuter, and wellness clinic.
Which a lot of people don't realize that was
right.
One of your solution-based ideas, right, with Paws, that it would not just be getting adoptive parents or foster parents for kitties and dogs and so on, but that you would help people keep their pets.
Exactly. I mean, one of the reasons there's two basic reasons that animals, for the most part, end up on the streets or in the city shelter. One is that their family can't afford to take care of them, which most people don't think about that. Well, in an economic downturn specifically, if I can't put food on the table for my kids, my human babies, and I can't pay the electric bill, well, then the cat comes down with an upper respiratory infection. I can't treat that, cat's gotta go. And it either is let out or dropped off at a shelter or at animal control. And the other is unwanted litters. So there's so many animals out there that aren't altered that every spring, here come the kittens over and over and over again, and where do the kittens end up? In animal control. And often the mama ends up there too. So we're in full throes of kitten season right
Yeah.
now. And if we can end those unwanted litters and stem the tide, then fewer animals coming in means fewer animals leaving dead.
Which is a beautiful thing that you're saving thousands of animals every year in Philadelphia.
Yep. But we're also, for the families where we help keep the pet as a loving family member, that's grown exponentially. I mean, we would do so much more, but we're completely donor funded. So we're growing by increments, and we're opening our 3rd location in the Northeast in August.
Which is a wonderful thing. I know everybody knows Buddy, my dog Buddy, who's been on the show, who's we adopted from a no-kill shelter, and he's been here because we're very pet friendly. Bring your pet to work at WMCN TV. But I was talking to Dana before the show because we want to get a brother or sister for Buddy, but he has some issues. So we're going to get a dog trainer, and we'll work that out, and we'll follow up on it. So that's your nonprofit that you run, and then you kind of have another full-time job, and then you have another. So give us a little teaser here as to what your real day job is besides running the nonprofit.
Well, for the Paws end, I'm the 30,000-foot view thinker. So I'm what they call the visionary. What are we going to do next to expand our services, our locations, the lives saved? So I plan a lot of the big events, like the one we just saw on video. The chef's event is me, and a fabulous volunteer that used to work with me at Philadelphia Style Magazine when I owned that. And without her, I think I'd shoot myself. So it's I do that event, and I have another couple big events coming up. And when I say big, they're 500 people, 2,000 people. We're planning a dog show in the fall that will be almost 8,000 people. So that's my Paws side, thinking of ways to raise money and awareness and save lives. I have a spectacular staff on the Paws side. My executive director and all of our managers and employees are excellent. So thankfully, I don't have to do that. My full-time is still my full-time. And then on my for-profit side, I have a new business that we just started with a partner of mine. And we're going to be taking over dilapidated properties that are in foreclosure or bankruptcy, and turning them into townhomes throughout
Wonderful.
the city, just to sort of fill the gaps and gentrify the neighborhoods that need them. And then my real company is a branding and marketing company. So I have clients that I build logos, websites, mission and vision statements.
Which is when you look at all of these things you've been doing, and that you're just a powerhouse. What are you, 5'1", and you're just all energy. She went to boot camp this morning.
That's why I was born in high heels. I can run marathons in my high heels.
But when we come back, when our conversation continues, we're going to talk more to Dana Spain, and maybe now you see why there are a lot of people who said, "Hey Dana, you're such a solution-based person. You're such an energetic person. Maybe you should run for mayor and solve a lot of the problems of Philadelphia." What does Dana Spain say? Find out when our conversation continues.